Alright, welcome back to the People Playground Newsroom, everybody. And if you're unfamiliar with the ongoing situation, let me quickly recap it for you. People Playground is a 2D sandbox game where you're basically just torturing people. That's like the main goal of the game. And since this game is a sandbox, the modding community is massive. Like, there are thousands of mods that you can download to basically torture people in different ways. It's great. However, an incident occurred on Sunday, February 1st, 2026 that will probably be remembered for the rest of this game's history. A mod was uploaded to the Steam Workshop for this game, which is basically a center where all mods are uploaded. A mod called FPS++ was uploaded to the Steam Workshop, and this mod looked very innocent. It was basically just a game optimizer that promised more frames, which is really good because sometimes this game runs terribly, just terrible. And again, this mod looked very legit. It was even supposedly published by the actual developer of the game. So overall, this mod looked very legit until you downloaded it. Once you download this mod and open the game, it would delete all of your save data, all of your achievements, and like every single statistic you have gathered over the course of this game would be deleted, which is bad enough, but it gets worse. This mod would also duplicate itself into any mods or contraptions that you uploaded to the workshop. Now, I'm sure you could see how this could get very bad very quick, and it did. Thousands of very popular mods on the workshop were infected with this virus, and it spread through the community like wildfire. There were so many people that lost so much in this hack that eventually the workshop itself was disabled. You could not download mods anymore. And eventually this caused the developer, Zui, to issue an urgent PSA telling everyone to delete their mods and not play the game for a bit. And that's where we left off on Sunday. Now let's fast forward a little bit to today, Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. A patch for the game was released that renders the exploit ineffective, basically saving the game. Hallelujah. Unfortunately though, there is a caveat to this patch. Some code was changed in the game that is way too complex for me to understand, but basically the changing of this code broke a lot of mods. Like a ton of mods are just broken right now and are not usable, which really sucks. However, the game is still playable, so you know, that's good. We also still don't have the workshop, like that's still not active, so that also really sucks. We're not too sure when it's all gonna get resolved and the workshop will be back in order. Now, during all the chaos, some very strange things were happening inside the game because there wasn't just one patch that was released. There was actually a few, and inside of some of these patches for the game, some new content was accidentally leaked, I think? I don't really know. For instance, stitches were added to the game, which as the name implies are like real life stitches. And what's really cool about these things is if you tore off someone's limb, you know, completely accidentally, I'm sure, you could reattach it with these stitches, which is really cool because we've been wanting this in the game for a very long time. And then all of a sudden it was just randomly added and then removed again? Like, what are we doing here? On top of that, there was this cube on the blocks map in the game that had some very strange properties to it. It was like a cube with some weird language on it, and it interacted with people very weirdly. I'm not sure what this was. But it was only in the game for a few hours, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared. I'm not quite sure what that was all about. I'm sure that was like an accidental leak. Probably what happened is Zui was, you know, furiously trying to fix this exploit and accidentally put some stuff in the patches that weren't supposed to be there. I don't know. It was very strange. There was also a map editor for a short amount of time, which is actually in the game if you play in the alpha versions, but it was in the regular version for a little bit. I don't know. A lot of weird stuff happened during all of these different patches. Not quite sure what's going on there, but as it stands, the game is playable and safe. I got a lot of questions in my previous video about if I can play the game / if I'm infected. To check if you were infected by this hack, look at your achievements. Do you still have all your achievements? If so, you're good. If not, unfortunately, you lost everything. There's not really a different way of saying it. You lost everything. Again, I will say the game is safe to play right now. You can play it, but a lot of your mods will be broken. Just fair warning, all right? Also, all of the weird stuff that was added to the game during the patch notes, all of it's gone. Like, it's just disappeared. It's not even in the alpha versions anymore. I don't know what happened to it. I guess there's like, I don't know. I feel like I should clarify that as well. No new content was released during this whole debacle. Also, on a slightly different note, the Reddit page for People Playground has been losing their mind. Like, it's pretty funny to see. They're trying to put a curse on the guy that released the FPS++ mod. Like, they're actually trying to vex him. It's kind of ridiculous to see. It's pretty funny, though. If you want, you should go check out the Reddit for People Playground. People are kind of losing their minds right now. So, yeah, I thought I should just include that in the video because I thought it was pretty funny. There's really no relevancy to this situation, but, as for me in this channel, this will probably be the last news video I make on this topic unless something, like, insane happens. Like, the People Playground servers are bombed or something, dude. I don't know. But this is probably the last video I'll make on this. If the workshop comes back online, I'll make, like, a community post, so you should subscribe so you don't miss it. But until then, videos will be back to normal. Expect a normal video soon. Hopefully that should come out, like, Thursday or Friday. I'm not too sure. A lot of my mods are broken right now, so I'll kind of have to circumvent that situation. Not quite sure how I'm gonna do that, but we'll figure it out. And, yeah, big thanks to Zui, the developer of the game. They were very speedy in the recovery of this game. I don't know what I would have did if I was in their situation. I think I would have just gave up. Like, I would have just drunk myself into a coma and then just left the internet. I don't know, dude. But thank you, Zui. You fixed the game, and hopefully Workshop is fixed soon. All right, quick update here. It is February 4th, 2026. Zui has issued a security update, so I'll quickly read this out because there's some important information here. Hi, everyone. Please update your game. Whether you're on default, beta, or alpha branch, ensure your game is updated to the latest version. You can do this by verifying game files. Keep your game updated as I publish more improvements constantly. After some talking and reading, I can say with decent certainty that the mod spread by uploading itself onto the Steam Workshop by overwriting your own uploads. It also resets your preferences, deleted contraptions, and resets your achievements. It seems to have had no other effects or means of spreading. I've been publishing patches that prevent this mod and mods like it from being loaded. If you're on the latest version of the game, it is safe to open even with mods. As for the workshop, unless Steam responds to me soon, I still can't provide an estimate on when it'll be reopened. However, once a large enough percentage of you have updated the game, I can open the workshop anyway, but modders will have to manually roll back their uploads. Still, this should be postponed for as long as possible in case Steam is able to mass roll back the workshop. So pretty much what Zui is saying here is that if everyone updates their game, we may be able to get the workshop back. So please, right now, do as it says, verify your game files, because if you do, maybe we can get the workshop back. On top of that, this also confirms that the game is safe to play and you're able to open it freely with mods too. And also, if you click this more resources link at the bottom of this security update, it will take you to another forum that kind of explains everything in a little bit more detail with actually a little bit more complexity than I have explained it. So I'll leave a link to this in the description so you can go read it. I highly recommend it. It is a little bit out of date, it looks like. It looks like this is February 1st. I don't know if it's been updated since then. It looks like this forum is still active. So I recommend giving this a read. I think this probably explains stuff a lot better than I have, but thank you for watching. For real, subscribe and like. Hype this video so it can get out to people. This needs to be seen.